is the first edition of the Government Week in Review, where we take a look at some of the major developments of the week. I am Rakisha St. Louis. Coming up, government visits potential site for new climate-smart hospital. And Ministry of Health and Wellness launches Grenada Shifts, a major initiative to encourage people to check on their health. We will be back after this break.
Grenada's premier junior track and field event is here again with a bang. The Republic Bank Intercall Schools Championship is back at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. You cannot miss the intense rivalry amongst all secondary schools, athletes on the track and in the field. You will not forgive yourself if you miss this. The Republic Bank 2023 Intercall. Day 1, 2, and 3, the 55th Intercall Championship takes place on March 28th, 29th, and 30th, with each day starting at 9 a.m. and ending at 6. Be there to experience the special attractions and surprises. Main Pavilion, Day 1, $15, Day 2, $20, Day 3, $30. Season tickets, $60. Secondary stands, Day 1, $10, Day 2, $15, Day 3, $25. Bleachers, Day 1, $5, Day 2, $10, and Day 3, $15. Season tickets, $25. Children under 12, $15 Main Pavilion and $5 Secondary Pavilion. Let us celebrate the return of 3 days of Republic Bank Intercall in all its glory at the 55th Intercall Athletic Meet 2023 at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. Bring your school, bring your past student, bring your family to 3 days of competitive track and field. You will not forget this one. Be there.
Welcome back. The Deacon Mitchell-led administration has already made it clear that the health and well-being of citizens is one of its major priorities, with a promise to deliver the quality of health care that people deserve. A major move towards living up to that promise is a recent site visit to Calvini Estate by government officials to have an appreciation of the area as a potential and conducive site for the construction of a new and modernized climate-smart hospital. The team, which was led by Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, toured the land owned by Mr. Leroy Nichols. The plot spans roughly 93 acres. Our first report is by Sherian Noel.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell was accompanied on the early morning site visit by Minister for Health and Wellness, Senator Jonathan Lacrette, Honorable Andy Williams, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, and other government officials. When he delivered the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure in December last year, Prime Minister Mitchell listed health as one of the top priority areas for government. He said government's ultimate goal is to transform Grenada into the health capital of the Eastern Caribbean, which means the highest quality in healthcare facilities and services with access for all.
The intent is to have a look at the potential site for the new hospital. So we wanted to get a first-hand view of the general topography of the land, the general boundary areas, and just to get a feel for what the site looks like.
Prime Minister Mitchell is satisfied that the land once acquired will be used for the intended purpose.
I think the site is pretty ideal. It's roughly about 93 acres. The intent is to try and acquire all of it because we think we need to make sure that we can protect the entire area within which the hospital would be located. The topography is relatively satisfactory, generally flat, which you don't have a lot of flat lands left in Grenada. And obviously it's located in Calvini, so it's very accessible. So that's one of the key things for us as well.
Health Minister Senator the Honorable Jonathan Lacrette says he is pleased with the action in motion by his government to address healthcare facilities throughout the island.
I'm extremely satisfied. I believe that there is a particular magnetic quality that comes with a brand. And we know all too well the geographical and infrastructural challenges that we currently face with our main tertiary healthcare institution on the island, the General Hospital, and the need for a brand new climate-smart, climate-resilient facility that can deliver to all clientele across Grenada the kind of services that is required.
The Calvini Estate potential site is centrally located and easily accessible. The plans of the government to increase the country's housing stock can also be realized at the lands viewed at Hopevale.
We look both at Calvini and Hopevale, and we think we have the options both of housing as well as agriculture. There's at least 100 acres of land from Hopevale Estate that Mr. Nichols has earmarked for agricultural purposes, and we are keen to mobilize that as well. We're also keen to make sure that we have sufficient land to do Grenadian-style homes. We certainly think Hopevale in particular gives us both the option for agriculture and for housing, so we're also looking at that.
The government's focus on healthcare is not only on constructing better and smarter buildings, but even more on the general well-being of citizens. To get people moving and understanding the importance of good health, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs has launched Grenada Shifts, the first of which was held in the parish of St. David on Thursday. The plan is to stage the health walk in every parish. Dubbed a health revolution, the Grenada Shifts initiative was created among other measures to promote healthy lifestyles and attitudes due to heightened statistics of non-communicable diseases and concerns that many Grenadians are being affected as a result of unhealthy lifestyles. The fitness program, which was launched in St. David on Thursday, will move to the other parishes in the coming months as well as carriacou. Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative for St. David, Honourable Deacon Mitchell, joined the walk, which started at the Bellevue playing field and concluded at Lassages. He commended the participants for taking the initiative seriously and encouraged them to join the other events in the various parishes. The next initiative will be held in St. Andrew in April. Prime Minister Mitchell handed the Grenada Shifts torch to MP for St. Andrew Southwest, Honourable Lennox Andrews.
How you feeling? Energetic? Healthy? Good. So that is what we want. Healthy energy to make sure that we stay fit, we stay healthy, and that way we could ease up on the burdens of our hospital, health centers, and clinics. We will go to each parish, but this is not tokenism. We want you to get up and keep moving every day of the week. So even if it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, do the stretches, take a little jog, do a little walk, even if it's around your house sometimes. Sometimes you have houses and you only in one part, the kitchen and the bedroom. You can walk to the living room, you walk around the yard, walk around the village, you might get to see a neighbor that you haven't seen in a long time. So I want to congratulate all of you for coming out. You've led by example. We need to make sure that we take it to the other parishes. And on that note, if Minister Andrews is here, we're ready to head to Labe, big parish. Big parish? Good. Minister Andrew, on behalf of the great people of St. David, I'm happy to pass the torch to you on behalf of the great people of Big Parish, St. Andrew.
Health and Wellness Minister Honourable Jonathan Lacrette said his ministry is working toward increasing its awareness campaign on NCDs and the significance of healthy lifestyles. He too commended the participants for making the launch of the event a huge success.
We are serious about facing non-communicable diseases in the face and saying to it that our population will not die out from NCDs. And this afternoon, Grenadians have proven that they are going to get up, shake themselves, and do something that causes you to move towards a healthy streak in life. We are not going to stop here. As you have seen, the torch has been passed on to the Honourable MP Lennox Andrews and St. Andrews. We are coming in April, and we're coming strong. We want St. Andrews North, South, East, and West to come out in your numbers, because at every event we are going to switch up the activities. We want you also to stay tuned to our Facebook page, because as we do the physical exercise, we also want to teach you what are some of the nutritional tricks or facts that you can engage with that can have you both physically healthy and nutritionally healthy. So it's an entire package that we are going to be putting together for you.
Motorists and pedestrians can now ply the Mount Kuma road with ease as the construction works have been completed and the road is now open to the public. On Friday, Gilbert and Partners Engineering Company officially handed over the road to government following renovation to the existing structure from October 2021. The $15 million project included the construction of 3,200 feet asphalt road and bridge. Prime Minister Honourable Deacon Mitchell commended the contractors and the ministries of MIT and Infrastructure Development for ensuring that the project was completed in a timely manner. He looks forward to the completion of other projects throughout the island.
As you can see, the rock surface in many instances is also very bare.
And so I think the team at the Ministry of Infrastructure, the team at MIT, will have to look at how we can take mitigating measures to prevent any further land slippage as we come out of the dry season and get into the rainy season in the latter part of the year, because we obviously want to make sure that the roadway itself remains safe for both passengers, pedestrians, and persons who are actually driving on the road. We certainly look forward to completing many of the projects that are already on stream and to reimagining how we can future-proof some of our infrastructure. Because as the Minister said, we don't want to spend millions of dollars and 5 years later be in a position where we are redoing the same infrastructure.
Parliamentary Representative for St. George Northeast, Honorable Ron Redhead, explained that the Mount Kuma Road is an important alternative route to connect the Northwest and the Western Corridor.
This work was pivotal for the state to accommodate the challenges faced by the Molyneux land slippage, as mentioned by Minister of MIT, and divert the traffic with a much better measure of ease. The work started under the former administration, and we must be thankful for the effort. While we encountered unforeseen challenges, as the new MP, I ensured that I supported the Ministry of Works and Government by extension on all of its interventions. And I am pleased that we regularly engaged residents and the contractor to help sort out bottlenecks, and the project eventually got to this point where it could be opened and it moved forward.
Representing the engineering company, Shanika Gilbert gave the scope of work and outlined some of the challenges faced in meeting the deadline.
Over 60 persons found employment on the project during the construction period. Construction started in late October 2021 and was initially scheduled to be completed in late December 2022. The completion date was subsequently extended to March 28, 2023, mainly due to recoup lost time due to extreme weather conditions, including torrential rains which hit the island during the last 2 quarters of 2022. This caused massive landslides and loss of property in the project area, including partial destruction of one dwelling house which had to be replaced. 2 other buildings along the project route had to be relocated to allow for road realignment and widening. As the main contractor, Gilbert & Partners Engineering wishes to express our sincerest gratitude to the residents of Mount Kuma and adjacent communities who have had to make great sacrifice to facilitate the construction and timely completion of this very important project.
The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has reaffirmed its commitment to the Caribbean with the joint launch of 3 Caribbean Basin Security Initiative programs at the Grenada Radisson Resort. The projects will benefit the Ministries of Youth, Sports and Culture, National Security, and the Ministry of Social Development. Details in this report by Communications Officer Eugenia Peters.
The 3 key social development programs funded through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, over the next 5 years will advance citizen security in the region. 3 different government ministries will be focal points for the implementation of each project. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture will be the focal point for the Youth Resilience, Inclusion and Empowerment Project, WIRE. This will help to strengthen coordination between social services and justice institutions, particularly around referral pathways. It will also promote partnerships to support community crime and violence prevention efforts. Minister of State with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, Honorable Ron Redhead, said this is a crucial partnership that mirrors government's vision for youth development, which seeks to transform and empower the Grenadian youth to reduce vulnerabilities and harness youth talent, energy and innovation to move the country forward.
We must be clinical and precise if we are to solve these problems. That is why we are confident that if the WIRE program succeeds, it will enhance our ability to intervene, investigate, and identify the real issues of our at-risk youth and solve them.
The other project is opportunities to advance and support youth for success. The Ministry of Social Development will be the focal point. This project will seek to divert youth away from courts and custodial sentences, support rehabilitation centers, and diversion programs to use evidence-based diagnosis and treatment and facilitate the reintegration of youth leaving rehabilitation facilities into their families and communities. Minister for Social Development, Honorable Philip Telesford, said as a nation, it is important to raise strong, resilient children who can make a difference in their own lives and that of their families and peers.
As minister, with overall responsibility for social development, probation and juvenile justice, I endorse fully the benefits that will be derived from this OASIS launch.
The third project is carriacou 2.0, which will seek to reduce youth involvement in crime and violence and strengthen efforts to counter trafficking in persons efforts in the Caribbean. The Ministry of National Security will be the focal point for this project. It employs a multi-pronged human rights-based approach designed to improve national capacities to use an evidence-based approach to identify the root cause of youth crime. It will also design policies, strategies, programs, and interventions. Addressing the audience of government officials, youth representatives, and other stakeholders, United States Ambassador to Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS, Linda Tagliatelle said the U.S. government, through U.S. aid, is pleased to launch these 3 programs in Grenada, which will focus on young people who are most at risk and provide opportunities for development into responsible, productive adults.
Each of the 3 program teams will continue to work with youth, partners in government, the private sector, and others to support a safer and more resilient Grenada.
Other CARICOM member states to benefit from the regional projects include St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, and Antigua and Barbuda. There will be individual launches in the various participating countries. For the Government Information Service, I am Eugenia Peters.
This is the Government Week in Review. When we return, RSS urged to promote a more secure environment.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. Member countries of the Regional Security System, RSS, are being urged to collaborate in order to develop a secure environment that promotes investment and economic activities. The call comes from Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who hosted the RSS officials here during the week. The Council convened to discuss and formulate ways in which the region can tackle crime and security issues that are common to the countries. We get more in this report.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell said the response by RSS member countries in tackling the scourge of crime and violence must be aligned with the threats and plans of the perpetrators. He said although the RSS has had many success stories over the years, there is still room for more to be achieved to stamp out corruption and crime within the region.
The RSS acknowledges that criminals and their associates adapt continually to the changing environment. And as such, the response mechanisms adopted to fight serious organized crime and transnational crime must align with the developing threat environment. Consistent with this understanding, the RSS continues to build out its capacity and that of member states in responding to transnational crime beyond a traditional approach of incarceration and fines. The vision is to bankrupt the criminals by removing their heartbeat, the money, the profit, or the assets involved in engineering or resulting from these criminal activities. To this end, the RSS, through its Asset Recovery Unit, the ARU, in collaboration with the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force, is working to implement the FATF 40 recommendations and 11 immediate outcomes across member states. Further, the ARU cooperates with other agencies such as CARICOM Impacts to develop capacity in asset recovery and financial investigations in the wider Caribbean region. Our citizenry can rest assured that the response mechanisms of the RSS, along with its international diplomatic relations and partnerships, will function effectively to counter current and emerging threats to our societies.
Executive Director of RSS, Commodore Errington Sherland, said hard and soft responses must be implemented to deal with the challenges facing the region. He believes the region must equally assess the environment and the manifestation of medium and long-term risks and threats.
This violence is taking a rather heavy toll on our societies, not only in respect of loss of life, but also with injuries and psychological trauma. In replying to this challenge, I wish to posit that we must apply hard and soft responses through a whole-of-society approach. Soft, through constant positive messaging to our young people, with the aid of social development programs that consistently targets troubled youth, and programs that addresses issues related to recidivism. The hard responses require the commitment to put in place the necessary infrastructure to secure our borders and prevent the guns from entering our space, as well as to treat the issues of corruption. I say corruption because I believe the only way that these guns can get into our countries is through our borders and through individuals who facilitate such actions. At the RSS, we look forward to assisting our member states with diagnosing crime and security problems through the Regional Crime Observatory. We will continue to implement and assist with anti-corruption programs, and we will continue to assist and enhance the border security framework through robust assessments and adjustments to the coordinated response model.
He said with the adoption of a multifaceted approach, the region can reduce and, over time, stop gun violence and financial crimes, while also strengthening border security and eliminating other threats.
That our approach must be multifaceted due to the all-encompassing definition of security. It further suggests a need to look more seriously at how civil society and other players in the international system can play a part in addressing the security concerns in partnership with traditional law enforcement. The inclusion of non-traditional actors in the illicit networks counter-strategy and the emergence of environmental and cyber threats would therefore underpin the need for a network governance model to provide the framework through which this collaboration will take place. RSS therefore looks forward to engaging all of our partners to see how best we can be prepared to tackle these shared concerns.
International partners, the U.S. government and the European Union, pledged continued support and outlined ways they can strengthen partnerships moving forward.
The United States will continue to stand by the RSS, but it is just as important that its member states do so as well. This institution is a vital component to maintain peace and stability in the Eastern Caribbean. You are all valuable partners to the United States in the fight against transnational organized crime. You've proven time and again that we share the same concerns when it comes to protecting and improving life for all the citizens privileged to live here in this beautiful region.
We have recently kicked off a new project that will allow to deliver 6 training programs over the next 24 months. The first course on joint operational planning gathered 16 officers at the RSS Training Institute for 4 weeks between February and March of this year. We look forward to upcoming activities, which include a full-scale field training exercise scheduled for April 2024 in St. Lucia. I believe that contributing to a stronger and more efficient role of RSS in the region does not only have a positive impact for local communities, but it also indirectly impacts on making Europe a safer place, and for that we are very thankful.
I am Abigail McIntyre reporting.
The region's development and advancement depends on security. That's according to Dr. Hyginus Leon, president of the Caribbean Development Bank. Dr. Leon told delegates at the Regional Security Systems meeting in Grenada this week that security generates stability, which will boost development and promote systemic integrity for countries. In his feature address under the theme, Achieving Security and Development in the Caribbean Through Regional Cooperation, Dr. Leon warned there will be no development without security.
You must have and must maintain systemic integrity for development to occur. Any deformity, for example, addressing issues in one part of the sphere, will prevent the sphere from advancing or moving the way it was designed to do. Any instability from anywhere in the system that cannot be reversed, which means it lacks resilience, will compromise the integrity of the system. Excellencies, simply put, systemic integrity is imperative for holistic development. And that translates to one word, stability. And stability in turns to one more word, security. So security, therefore, broadly defined, is at the heart of development.
He proposed that the region shifts from the current structure of bilateral support to an urgent transformative agenda, which puts regionally owned cooperative solutions and integration at the heart of security preparedness. This new transformative agenda, Dr. Leon said, will put countries in a better position to withstand economic and social challenges.
There is no denying that such a transformative agenda will lead to improved conditions for sustaining economic growth and development from a regional perspective. This transformation agenda that I speak of is urgent. Let's start it today. Not tomorrow, not next year. Today. Why? Because the current socio-economic reality in our region is one that is marked with several setbacks, admittedly consistent with global trends. I believe that our region must transform rapidly, without pause, and innovatively to address inherent structural weaknesses to support a stronger and more resilient regional ecosystem, one that is well protected and secured even in times of economic, social, and environmental uncertainty and distress.
The executive director says security does not only include protection from harm, but also food security, economic and citizen security, and environmental and climate security.
And instability in any of these, if not managed appropriately, will lower resilience buffers, weaken systemic integrity, and stymie our development efforts. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the nexus between security and sustainable development is not a new one, as this has been long recognized since the mercantilist era. Neither is it unique to the Caribbean region, but our mostly porous borders, along with the overlapping of exclusive economic zones, mean that we face significant challenges to the management of safe and legitimate movement of goods and people. This point highlights the fact that a more robust collective regional approach by all policy practitioners is necessary to achieve our full potential.
An appeal is being made to Grenadians to continue practicing energy conservation even as they enjoy a drop in their fuel charge in electricity for the 6th consecutive month. Acting General Manager Clive Hostin says although customers have been experiencing a decrease in their fuel charge, there is no guarantee that it will remain low. For the 6th consecutive month between September 2022 and March 2023, there has been a reduction of 20 cents per unit of electricity. directly due to a downward trend in global fuel prices. This reduction will further ease the burden on customers, in addition to measures announced in the 2023 budget to reduce the VAT on electricity consumption from 15% to 7.5% for all customers, and to reinstate the policy of zero rating the VAT on electricity consumption up to 99 kilowatt an hour for residential consumers. The recent fuel charge reductions have reversed a 20-month period of monthly increases in the fuel charge for electricity. This period was characterized by rising costs of all goods and services as a result of external factors, including the higher demand for fuel that came with the global COVID-19 recovery, as well as the situation in Europe.
We are extremely happy for that decrease. What it means to customers is lower energy rates. And it is unique in the sense that last year, from January, fuel prices was increasing, and that's on the world market. So it increased from January to September, and then from September to now, we've seen that decrease. So we're very, very happy with this trend. It means lower prices for customers, and with this, we pass on these decreases to customers.
Company officials caution that taken in this historical context, while the current fuel charge of 67 cents is lower than 6 months ago, it still is relatively high. They are encouraged to implement measures at home and within business places that promote energy conservation.
Also, external factors regarding geopolitical situations, conflict between various countries, and even weather conditions. So fuel prices can change, and it can change dramatically. While we are very happy for the decrease, the changes or increase or decrease is beyond our control. While there has been a decrease over the last 6 months, we still believe that it is fairly high, and caution should be taken in all instances to use electricity very wisely, conserve where possible, do not use electricity when it's not required. Prudent management is always key for our customers.
Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade presented the insignia for birthday honors for 2020 and 2021, as well as New Year and birthday honors for 2022 to a number of people on Thursday. The 2022 New Year honor and birthday awardees are Mr. Francis Sukram, member of the Order of the British Empire, Ms. Joan Joseph, British Empire Medal, Mr. Anderson Peters, member of the Order of the British Empire, Ms. Alison Clouden, British Empire Medal, Mr. Desmond Gill, British Empire Medal, Mr. John Wells, British Empire Medal. Those who received 2021 birthday honors are Mr. George Francis Fletcher, member of the Order of the British Empire, Mr. Evans Goodin, British Empire Medal, Mr. Leonard Joy Peters, British Empire Medal. Receiving 2020 birthday honors was Father John Doggett, officer of the Order of the British Empire. Her Excellency congratulated the awardees for their exemplary service to country.
The word service is central to each awardee citation and is indicative of the myriad of ways in which you, the remarkable individuals being honored today, have consistently provided meritorious and dedicated service to our country. These awards are a tangible expression of our gratitude for your outstanding work and utmost dedication to serving our nation. By devoting your time and energy to a particular cause, by demonstrating vision, passion, and commitment to your career, profession, or business, by striving for excellence, by displaying great generosity of spirit, and working selflessly to improve the lives of others, you have helped to weave the threads that bind our society together.
This brings us to the end of the Government Week in Review, recapping the top stories. Government visits potential site for new climate-smart hospital. Ministry of Health and Wellness launches Grenada Shifts, a major initiative to encourage people to check on their health. I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.